Okay, welcome back. So for Aragorn, we took the other level 12 item thing with, same with Bilbo and Elena and Legolas. So that's our situation right now. And we're gonna go ahead and continue. I'm gonna put the camera down here. So we took a journey to the Brandywine underground, and your eyes take a moment to adjust to the sunlight and to the sound of your ears adjusting to the sound of life. Each hero shuffles one weakness into their deck, then scouts 3. Oh my gosh, so we now have 3 weaknesses in our deck? Ay, ay, ay. All right, so 1, 3, 4, 5. This one is Aragorn's. So they now have 3 weaknesses in their deck. And then we're going to scout 3. Oh, guess what we drew? We drew a weakness. So I'm going to, of course, prepare that weakness and then put these other 2 on top. So next is Gimli. And what's funny is I had everything shuffled before I hit record, and now I gotta shuffle again. All right, it's a little annoying. All right, 1, 2, 3 for Gimli. Oh, big surprise there, I got a weakness. So I'm gonna take that out. And usual suspect the rest. All right, Legolas. One, 2, 3. No weakness. We did get one of his level 12s. Stalk prey. When you attack, if there are no nearby heroes, you get to add 2 hits. And then here is the other one. On the hunt. Once per turn, before you or a nearby hero attacks, that hero gains an inspiration. And that's a skill that does not go away. So this one also doesn't go away. When you attack, if there are no nearby heroes, add 2 hits. This is an overland journey mission, so it is possible for Legolas to get, somewhere where there's no nearby heroes. But usually because of his ability to attack from one space away, I'm going to take the on the hunt. I think that one's a little bit more interesting. And it's before you or a nearby hero attacks, that hero gains an inspiration. I think that's pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and prepare that. That's one of his level 12 abilities. And then, of course, usual suspect the rest. And moving on to Bilbo. All right, so he's got, oh, I forgot to shuffle his thing in. Never mind, we got to shuffle. He had the tookish part. I didn't even pay attention to what the other 2 were. All right, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. I think I'm going to prepare Wingfoot. The well-nourished isn't bad either. After he prepares his skill he gets to rest, but I'm going to prepare Wingfoot. And then usual suspect the rest. And Miss Elena, you always end up going last. We're sorry. Always so patient. Playing your harp and going last. All right. 1, 2, 3. All right, so the immortality one is pretty nice. This crescendo one is where they get the ability to ignore darkness and add smite. But here's the thing. It says at the end of the shadow phase, you have to discard it and gain an inspiration. I don't think, it doesn't say may, I think it's a song that only plays for that one turn. So it's a really weird skill. And then, of course, Ancient Wisdom is just, you know, a basic card. I'm going to prepare the Immortality, and I keep using the word equip, so please forgive me. It's the same as prepare in my mind, but, you know, I'm used to equipping items, and anyways, so that's everything. So now it's telling us to put a tile down, finally. 203. Oh, where has my little tile gone? Where, oh, where can it be? These are the most weird shaped tiles, by the way. Okay, there's fog everywhere around this guy, so I'm going to put it right in the middle. All of our heroes start here. There's Halbarad. And our objective is we need to speak with him. So he's right here, he's on our space. He's a ranger making camp. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, there's oily smoke there. That might be a risk, but it is no immediate threat, whatever that means. 205. Hey, at least we're not talking about malicious intelligence again. Oh. Because, you know, you got to be careful about those malicious intelligence. Oh, that is the wrong side. There we go. It looks like that. So we have to cross the waters of the Brandywine. The only bridge we know of is the Bridge of Stonebows on the edge of the Shire. Too far away for your purposes. You might find a more efficient way across. And a threat token goes there. That's Adarin's minions patrolling the riverbanks. And then his minions have made a defensive barrier there. Some of the lookouts have spotted you. Quick, blast them! Oh, wrong famous show or book series. Quick, blast them! All right. 2 hungry wargs spotted us, and there they are. Yeah, Mindy, what do you think? All you have to do is feed them chicken and then they wag their tail, don't they? Then the worst thing they do is bark every time somebody rings the doorbell. Okay. Oh, more stuff. 1 goblin scout. Coming right up. Oh, more tiles are coming out. Holy buckets. There's no rest for the weary here. And this one also gets flipped over. And it's going on like that. That's one crazy river. I mean, look at this. This river goes here, and then there's a river up there, and, I mean, what does it do in between? I mean, does it just, like, snake around? Okay, another tile's coming out. Now the river's getting even crazier. So the river is here, and then somehow it just turns at a 90-degree angle and then does a 180 and comes down that way. I mean, there's a serious, Middle Earth has some serious canal digging issues. I mean, for a bunch of smart, elves, you would think that they would make a canal here that goes right between. I mean, this is like a little ridiculous. Oh, and we're placing even more tokens, folks. Jesus. This goes behind us. Oh my goodness. More. Okay, so one thing I find really cheesy about this game, and I mean it, I'm dead serious when I say this. We spent this whole game getting experience points so we can add more successes to our deck. So what does the game do to us? It made us put 2 extra weaknesses into our deck. So we're once again back to square one. So, and I don't mean to sound so critical about this, but it's almost like cheating as a designer, right? You put in this like RPG element where you get to, and when I'm saying RPG, I'm talking about like leveling up, not role-playing per se. So you put in this, progression elements, let's put it that way. You put in these progression elements so your hero can get stronger as the exploration goes on. And then what they do is they intentionally interject things to make you weaker as it goes on. So that way they don't actually have to design anything new. The difficulty level doesn't have to scale because all they did was just neuter your, I mean, that's literally the right word. They neutered you. So whatever little bonuses you got, they neutered it. And so this is just as difficult as the very first mission that we started the campaign with. And like I said, I'm being probably a little over, hyperbole on this, but I do genuinely and seriously dislike this approach. I like to feel like I'm getting stronger, and I like to feel like I'm going up against stronger enemies, as a result, because I'm able to face the bigger challenges in front of me. This thing where I'm just making my deck better, but at the same time making it worse. Now, I know that one of the bad cards was because I failed the last mission, which I still protest. I'm going to be like those people after the election, protesting in the street, because apparently free and fair elections aren't good. But that's how I feel right now, is I should be one of those people. I'm going to protest. Of course, what happened to me was the result of my own choices, but I don't like it. Okay, so anyways, we're going to go ahead and move on here. 204B. Okay, so it's saying, so we came out of a cave. It just told us that. So why are we putting all this cave back in? I don't understand. And then more importantly, why is it unexplored? That's also just blowing my mind in terms of, we came out of a cave. That's what the story element told us. And so now, or is this a different cave? So we have to get across this river. There's obviously these bad guys here. There's obviously more river up there. And then there's this cave that looks like, I guess, if you look at the geography here, it looks like it's going underneath the river if the river continues this way. But since the river up there magically goes 90 degrees and then 180, for here, as far as I understand, it might even just go up in the air in a 3-dimensional arc and then come back down, because that's how this map seems to look so far. Okay, so now we're at an action phase, and we do have to speak with him. That's the first and foremost thing. So I have to waste an action to do that. I don't know. Gimli doesn't have any good cards prepared, meaning that the top of his deck doesn't have anything useful. Should he really be the one that it talks to this guy first? It's not like any one person has an advantage over another. Yeah, I'll start with Gimli and we'll do that. Oh, Gimli doesn't have any tokens. I forgot to take everybody's inspiration tokens away from them. If I start with Elena, I can give an inspiration token to somebody. Fine, we'll start with Elena. So she's going to give a token to Gimli. That's because of her harp. And she will interact with this guy. Let's see what he has to say. Boom. Halbarad is the leader of a company of rangers. Hanara trusted him. Perhaps he will help you. Okay, dark-haired Dunedain man greets you politely, but his face and eyes are hard. There's too much darkness and we're spread too thin, he says after you introduce yourselves and explain your goals. Before I commit my rangers to your cause, I will need you to convince me of the danger posed by this Adarin. So we have to test our wit, which Gimli would have been a very poor choice. So she does have a success on top. So there we go. There's one. And she's going to draw 3 cards. Well, that doesn't help. And there we go. There's our 2. So we got lucky there. Because she had no tokens. Nothing. So we did 2. Although this is one of those open-ended ones. He's at first adamant that his rangers are needed elsewhere, but you are able to goad him into committing at least a few good warriors when the time comes. Halberd turns his gaze across. If they come from the Fornos, they must be aimed at Numinous. It's the only city to the west that shares a history, da-da-da. You determine that if you cross the river soon, you may still arrive ahead of him. Halberd explains that the Adarin's minions are patrolling the banks heavily, but if you still want to reach it, you may be able to sneak across if you could make a small raft. The land around these parts is well stocked with materials. I have plenty of rope, but you'll need oars, pitch, and wood. So we have to gather supplies. Okay, and then 300B. I'm not a big fan of this. Okay, 300B. So now we have 3 different directions to go. And we're not done. Of course not. How do you end up in the middle of something and then have everything around you unexplored? That also drives me nuts. Okay, this is coming in, it looks like this way. More. And more. Holy cow. And yes, that is how it looks. And more. One, two, three, four, five. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we are literally surrounded by completely unexplored things. We came out of a cave, which I don't even see on this map anywhere. And, well, although there is this cave down here, but that's unexplored too. And, I have no idea which direction I'm supposed to go. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. I mean, obviously it tells me to gather these supplies. What if I would have failed to convince this guy? I guess then I would have had to test again. What's the point of the cave? I mean, is that where I get pitch? I don't... I have to find ores, pitch, and wood. So would I find ores if I go into this village here? Because that looks like a little village. Wood would be where there's a forest. I don't know. There's wood everywhere on this map, except for maybe in the cave. Pitch would be like what, bubbling oil from inside the cave? I honestly don't know. And it's a little frustrating if you ask me. Okay, so Elena did one action. She talked to this guy. Now, we learned a lesson. Remember before, like when I had to heal that other ranger that was dying, I was like, okay, now I need to go find supplies, so let's go run and get supplies. And then I ended up finding out that there was 2 more actions I could have done to prolong her life, right? I could have pulled the arrow out of her leg and addressed the wound or whatever. So I'm going to click on this guy a second time. There we go. Look at this. There is more stuff. See? He looks busy, but it'll take time for you if you have questions. So I can ask for wilderness tips or ask about the rangers. So I'm going to ask for wilderness tips. You swear they were empty. The woman teaches you about some of the ways rangers can move across the land quickly and without being seen. So we become hidden. Well, I don't know if that was worth an action, but Elena is now hidden. Okay, so it is what it is. All right, and unfortunately her 2 turns are over. So next I can have Aragorn ask about the Rangers. How classic would that be? I don't know what I should do next. So I have one more action. According to this Halberat or whatever, we can spend one more action there asking him about the Rangers. Now, it seems like a stupid question, but, you know, in doing so, we might get some kind of bonus. I don't know. And then if we did do that, who would do it? I'm thinking Gimli will, because I don't know what to do with Gimli anyways. Yeah, I'll have Gimli ask this question. He's going to ask about the Rangers. Oh, see, look, and he becomes emboldened. So we got 2 statuses. Those are 2 actions I wish I had back. These boons are not that fantastic. When have you seen us use it? The hidden one isn't bad. I mean, but even that is not that fantastic. All right, so then I'm just going to go ahead and move with Gimli for the second action. And we're going to move inward. So we'll go there. So he's going to explore. Of course, he gets the inspiration token. He now has 2. There's a baker. screaming that a bear has broken in. All right, so there is a baker and a candlestick. I'm going to laugh if there's a candlestick maker. All right. Oh, there's a barrel of pitch. Oh, we found the pitch. It's right here. Ding, 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 ding. I don't know. What can I do? I'm gonna put this on to remind us that that one is an important one. And a threat token. The bear apparently is not the threat. But this one is rats, probably in the cellar of the inn. No one's ever thought of that before, that there's rats in the cellar of an inn. If you ever do an RPG game, make sure you include that, because you're golden. You'll be winning the Unique Person of the Year award there. All right, journey continues. Okay. Here's the rest of my plan. I was planning on sending Aragorn north into the river up there. I was going to have Legolas kill these guys, and then have Bilbo go into the cave. That's my plan. Elena, of course, can't move. So I'm going to go ahead and let's just get Aragorn going and check out these wargs. The wargs have 8 hit points each, so it might take both attacks to kill these things. So it does say once per turn before you or a nearby hero attacks, that hero gains an inspiration. That's his on the hunt, which is actually a pretty cool skill. I was talking about how the hunter doesn't have good skills. That one is pretty good. So I'm going to give him an inspiration because he's attacking. And there you go. There's 1, 2. Of course, one of those weaknesses. Oh, look, another one of them. But we got 2 successes, which I'm happy with. So we'll go ahead and do the 2. It's 5 hits and a cleave, by the way. So we're going to apply the cleave and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And done. Enemy cannot attack. All right. So we got 2 of the weaknesses out of the way there. And he's going to attack again. And he gets another inspiration. That's the cool thing about his skill. So his inspiration's up to 3 now. And I'm just going to grab 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. And here we go. Miss, 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 and hit. So I just need 1 more hit. And guess what? We got all those inspirations we were just given. So I'll spend 1, and we got 2 successes there. 2 successes, just as a reminder, is 5 hits and a cleave. So coming back across. Cleave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Just like my dog said, feed them chicken, and they're happy. She knows what it's all about. Okay, so Legolas or a nearby hero can gain an inspiration. He will give 1 to Aragorn, who had none. Okay, so his turn is now over. We still have a goblin scout there that we can't do anything with. And so I'm going to go ahead and start Bilbo's turn. And we're going to go here and explore this little tile. All right, so he gets an exploration token. There's a hobbit wanders between the shallow pools, fishing pole propped up against his shoulder. He's trying to untangle a fishing line. So we have a hobbit right there in his space. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and talk to the hobbit. We're going to interact. The hobbit, a portly fellow with a scraggly gray beard, glances up to you in surprise as you approach. Oh, hello, I didn't see you there. You help him untangle his fishing line, which proves a simpler matter than he made it look. Thank you kindly, he says, motioning to the shallow pools around him as he fishes a lure out of his jacket pocket. Would you care to join me? The more the merrier, as they say. You notice that those shallow pools don't have much in the way of fish. Point out there aren't any fish. Wish him luck and continue. Or join him for a while. Oh, we're a hobbit. We're going to join him for a while. That's what Bilbo would do. All right, so blah, blah, blah. Fishing is rather better without the messiness or bother of fish. You spend a while in the quiet shade, and then you get to scout one. All right. That's funny. All right. Scouting one means that he draws this quiet, which was already on top of his deck. It says if you would discard hidden, you may gain an inspiration and discard this skill instead. I'm not that interested in it. So he's going to go ahead and finish his movement and explore here. And he gains that inspiration. All right, so this is tattered parchment. And then a glimmer of light is on the ground there. And then there's several hobbit children playing there. Okay, so now we got Aragorn. So yes, I'm violating all my rules and I'm going in completely different directions with every single character. So Aragorn is going to move and we're going to go 1, 2, but we'll explore this along the way. Well, maybe we will. Let me check. Yeah, we'll go ahead and search it. It's a large pile of clothes and other basic essentials are smoldering in a clearing. Some raiders stole these items not for value, but solely out of spite. So we're going to do a spirit check, which is only a 2, but he has 2 prepared cards on top. So he succeeded. You are reminded again of the cruel and barbaric creatures that are your foes. So he becomes determined or emboldened. I'll pick whichever one doesn't go away at the end of his turn. It's determined, because emboldened goes away. And so that means Gimli's already lost his. What kind of crap is that? All right, so we're going to do that. And again, this was a wasted action. Don't really care for these boons that much. And then he will go ahead and explore. And I will take that token. Okay, there's clear water that is singing because it's going between 2 stones. And a lone watchtower. And that's it. So I think that's everybody. So I'm going to go ahead and hit intern. All right, so this scout is going to move 2 to attack Bilbo or somebody else. So I'm going to have it attack Legolas. And it's letting out a cry that's going to cause 1 fear. Spirit negates. Legolas only has 2 spirit. So he's got this situation. It does say that if he suffers no damage or fear, he gains an inspiration. So I'll spend 1 to suffer none, and then I just get it right back. And anybody in darkness would suffer damage. So I'm going to go ahead and use a torch for Bilbo so he doesn't have to do that. And threat goes up by 19. The peaceful hums of nature interrupted by a murder of crows cawing one after the other. They could be spies for Adarin. Bilbo suffers 2 fear. Spirit negates, or yeah, spirit. He has a spirit of 3. He has 1 success already on top. And look at this. 1, 2, 3. So he did awful. However, he can prevent with his cloak 1 damage or fear, so he will do that. And that's done. And now Edarin scouts are spawning. So we have 3 orc marauders showing up where the pitch is. So that's going to be quite the battle. And 2 goblin scouts are also coming. And now we go to rally. All right, I'm going to I'll shuffle all the cards and get it ready, and I will see you in a few minutes. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome.